So for a lot of us, planning our week can be an overwhelming experience and sometimes even a little bit scary. But I've learned a few things that I think might be able to help you plan out your week in a fun and enjoyable way that you actually look forward to. So I'm going to take you through how I plan my week. And if you can implement these same principles in planning yours, then you're going to be on your way to stress-free living. Hey friends, my name is Carrie, and I love to talk about femininity, living abundantly, and stress-free productivity. If that sounds as exciting to you as it does to me, then consider subscribing. So we're going to go through each step of my weekly planning process. If you want to follow along, I actually created a weekly planning template that you can use as well. Just click the link in the description below and download that. My planning process actually starts on Saturday, and I start this planning process with rest. Taking a Sabbath has really been a game changer for me, and it's allowed me to be stress-free and more productive and actually more focused on my goals. It allows me to have the margin that I need for the productivity that I want to accomplish. When I don't take a Sabbath, I actually start tipping into that survival thinking and self-preservation mindset. This automatically limits my vision for a productive week and actually limits my creativity as well. Then Sundays are my reset day. This is the day that I plan for the week ahead, and it's not just about organizing my work schedule. It's about taking a holistic approach to what truly matters. What I've begun doing is focusing on 4 key areas of my life that I want to steward with excellence: myself, my marriage, my home, and my company. By nurturing these areas in my planning, I'm ensuring that there's not one part of my life that's getting put on the back burner. I get detailed with each key area, including even my menu for the week, how I'm going to invest in my marriage each day, and a detailed work schedule with steps to achieve my overall goals. Saturdays is my Sabbath day, and I didn't always practice the Sabbath day, and I can absolutely tell such a huge difference since I implemented that into my life. I'm going to just go ahead and block it off, because if I don't, then things might creep in. So when I do this, it actually changes the way that I am able to plan ahead. I feel like it's been a real game changer for me. It keeps me from going into that survival brain and going into self-preservation, because I'm allowing myself what I actually need, which is time to rest. This allows me to tap into creativity, to give myself the margin that I need to rest and to recover, so that by the time Sunday comes, which is my reset day, I'm ready to think about the week ahead and I'm ready to be productive. So Sundays, I always just go ahead and I put on that day reset day. This is where I focus on 4 main areas of my life. We have so much going on, and so I think it's important to just get really clear about the 4 main things that you want to steward with excellence. Okay, so let's get really practical with this. I'm going to take you through my process and just join me and see if this would work for you. So first of all, like I said, on Sunday, that's my whole reset day. I'm planning out my whole menu. As you can see, I've got the menu for the week already planned so that I know what I'm going to do ahead of time. I've already made my grocery run and everything is ready to go. The cool thing about knowing ahead of time is that way, if I have something that I need to prep in the morning before I leave for the office, I can do that because I already know what's coming that evening. Next is the daily schedule. And I do this based off of what I've decided I'm going to steward intentionally each day in the 4 categories that matter most to me. So let's start with that. All right, I have a different journal for that because, well, I just got this one, and so I haven't finished all my tabs yet. But eventually it'll all go into one. Anyhow, so the first thing I'm going to do is just again, remind myself, and I love to write things out because there's something about the writing process for me that just gets it into my brain and I remember things better. So the first thing, like I said, the category I'm going to steward first is myself. So let's just go through Tuesday, okay? What am I going to intentionally do on Tuesday to steward myself well? The first thing I'm going to do is let myself have that quiet time in the morning that I know I need, grab my coffee, turn on my worship, get my Bible and my journal, and I spend time truly just nourishing my spirit and my soul. The next thing I'm going to do is make sure that I drink lots of water today. And I know that not everybody needs to write that down, but if I don't, I won't be intentional, and I'll probably just drink coffee and grab a Diet Dr. Pepper instead of my handy dandy Stanley that I fill up 4 times a day, so that I make sure that I'm drinking as much water as I need to in any given day. The next thing that I think is important for me, I want to make sure that I get some time outside. I love to be outdoors. That replenishes my soul in like a way that nothing else does for me personally. And I just need to have movement every day. So I'm going to go for a long walk tomorrow. I think it's going to be cold, so I'm going to bundle up for that and take my little dog and bundle him up too. And we're going to go for a walk. The next thing I think is really important is to get my heart rate up. And so I'm going to do some sort of workout that gets my heart rate up for about 20 minutes, okay? I'm 50, and these are my goals at this point in my life. So if you are way more ambitious than me, then God bless you. Go for it. Then I'm going to think about the fact that I need to try to get enough sleep at night. I really struggle to get that 8 hours of sleep. I don't think that happens for me, maybe like twice a year. But my goal is to sleep 6 to 7 hours at night. If I can do that, then I feel really good about myself. So I want to get plenty of sleep. In order to be able to do the things I'm writing out, I have to be intentional, right? I can't stay up and watch another episode of that series that I'm in right now if I want to get plenty of sleep. So being intentional with stewarding these things dictates how I spend my entire day, right? So the second thing that I want to be intentional to steward is my marriage. This is the most important relationship in my life. And so I don't want to handle this flippantly. I don't want to just take for granted that he's there. I want to intentionally be sowing every day into my marriage, because whatever we sow is what we're going to reap. And if I'm not sowing intentionally good seeds into my marriage, then I'm probably not going to reap a really great marriage. So tomorrow, let me think, what do I want to do for my husband tomorrow to just bless his life? I want to be extra, because that's just how I want to be as a wife, because I want to feel like I am like the only woman that's ever going to have his attention. So if I want that to be my goal, then I have to be intentional. So one thing I'm going to do is that I'm going to actually feed this man well. Okay. I want to feed him things that are good for his body and that he feels loved and taken care of. So I'm going to be intentional with what I feed him tomorrow, that it's going to be healthy. I'm also going to take every opportunity tomorrow to show appreciation to him. He does a lot for me. And, I think that sometimes if we just let men know that we appreciate what they do for us, that goes a long way, that they just feel like it's not just, again, taken for granted. So I'm going to be really intentional tomorrow to show appreciation to him for all the things that he does. And let me think, what else can I do tomorrow for my husband? I think I'm going to also just let him choose the show that we watch. Why not, right? Again, these are just ideas to be able to be intentional. These are small things, but if you're intentional every day and you're sowing, you're going to see a difference in how you're stewarding. Okay, the next category would be my household. And again, what are the things that matter to you? For me, it is peace. I want peace in my home. I want it to feel calm. So for me, that means things need to be in order and neat. And so I'm going to make sure that I am straightening the areas in my home that absolutely are driving me nuts. Okay. So I'm going to just put straighten up clutter, because that is not something that brings me peace. I'm going to do the same process like I've been showing you for my household. And then lastly is for my career. So tomorrow, I actually am going to be doing consulting for someone. They've scheduled a whiteboard session. So because I have a whiteboard session, that means I've got an extended amount of time to help someone else in their business to be able to grow and be successful. The way that I go into that intentionally is I'm going to prepare the environment for us to do that in. I plan ahead to create the environment that I want, and that's going to include all the 5 senses being tended to. That's just something I'm very intentional about. So I'm going to make sure that there's something yummy to eat, to drink. It's going to be available. It's going to smell good. It's going to look good. I'll have some music playing in the background just so that it is such a beautiful environment that they enter into, that they just feel very cared for, and we can step into a higher level of creativity because all 5 senses are awakened and present in that moment. And that just allows you to, when you're all present, then you're able to be more creative. So I'm going to plan the environment intentionally. And my goal with every client is to go above and beyond. And so I will write out my plan. And then after I write out the plan of what I'm going to do, then I will say, and what else can I do? And I always go above and beyond whatever the plan is so that they feel like they got way more than what they thought they were going to get. So this is just an example of how I'm going to be intentional to steward what matters to me. And when I do this and plan ahead like this, it just makes every single day feel like I have lived it to the full. And that's what I want to do with my life every single day, is live it to the full. I hope this is helpful for you as you're just thinking about how you plan every single week. I hope you can grab that free template and try this method out for yourself. Just click on that link below, and thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.